All right, we are doing a real quick live to ask this question because I have been seeing a lot of channels stating that if Canelo Alvarez signs with the PBC, he will make his highest payday. Now, this is kind of a iffy statement because I do agree that it is possible for Canelo to make his biggest payday on the pay-per-view platform. However, I question if it would his highest payday ever. He would have to make more than $40 million because against Triple G was his highest payday, and they didn't really give the full number, but it was somewhere north of what's going on. How you doing, man? It was somewhere north of $40 million. So we're just gonna round down since we don't know the real number and say $40 million is Canelo Alvarez's highest payday. Now we also know that Caleb Plant wants $10 million. So that means the guaranteed money for both fighters for Canelo just to break, well, we'll say more. We'll say Canelo needs to make $45 million to have his highest payday ever with the PBC. Plant 10 million, okay? So that's $55 million guaranteed that both these fighters have to make. $55 million, okay? So that is the number of pay-per-views. Now, in order for them to make that, when you think about the percentage and everything else, the cut and all the other things that go into it, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money to have to make up. I'm sorry, I'm trying to flip through my Bluetooth to make sure it's working. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Um, but anyways, so you're looking at with everybody taking their cut, pay-per-view taking their cut, sanctioning bodies, the PBC, Fox. I'm assuming it would be on Fox pay-per-view, maybe Showtime pay-per-view. I don't know. But what's going on, Black? With everybody taking their cut, in order for Canelo Alvarez to have his highest payday, say 45 million, and Caleb Plant to have 10 million, with the PBC, they would have to do somewhere north of 720,000 pay-per-views, buys to 800,000 at $100 a pop. So that is the numbers that they're going to have to make minimal, and I'm underestimating Canelo's highest payday, and I'm underestimating the actual cuts and percentages that all these different people take out of it, whether it be the sanctioning body, pay-per-view, PBC, Fox/Showtime, whoever does the pay-per-view, etc. I'm underestimating everything, and with my underestimation, I'm saying that you're going to have to get somewhere in between 720 to 800,000 pay-per-view buys at $100 a piece. Now, is it possible? Is it doable? Yes. However, we have to think about the times that we're in. How many people are going to pay $100 for a Canelo Alvarez versus Caleb Plant fight? I'm going to drop the link in just a minute, guys. I'm actually riding up the road. I'm going to drop some clothes off to this person who was asking for some help with a sign. So after I do that, I'll open up the live so everybody can talk. But like I said, minimum, underestimating everything, we're looking at 720 to 800,000 pay-per-view buys. Now, the thing about pay-per-view is normally it takes two big names to do numbers like that, to hit over 1 million pay-per-view buys, 800, 900,000. It normally takes two gigantic names colliding, like a Manny versus a Floyd, something like that. Oscar De La Hoya versus Floyd, Oscar De La Hoya versus Manny, etc. You could do like an Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. It needs to be, or an Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder if he beats Tyson Fury in October. It normally needs to be two big names to see those types of numbers. And the question I have is, how big of a household name is Caleb Plant? I would say outside of the hardcore, diehard boxing viewers, nobody knows who the fuck Caleb Plant is. This dude can walk through any mall, any Walmart, anywhere he goes, any Best Buy, whatever you want to say, and he would not be noticed. Nobody would know he's a world champion. So I don't see him bringing in the numbers. Now, here's the biggest problem that I see with this pay-per-view itself getting off the ground. People have been paying a monthly subscription fee for Canelo Alvarez. Now what you're doing is asking them to spend about 5 times the amount to see Canelo fight versus what they've been spending. Because I pay yearly for the zone, but I believe if it's still the same, it's $20 a month, or at least that's what it was. So you're looking at 5 times the amount to see Canelo fight for one fight. When normally with the zone, you get to see him fight twice a year for $40. So either way it goes, it's 2.5 times the amount for 2 fights, or 5 times the amount for 1 fight that you're going to be asking people to pay to see Canelo fight on PBC, because I cannot imagine them doing this for less than $100. And if they do it less than $100, whether it be 80 or 50, well, now you have to multiply how many pay-per-view buys you need just to break even. So whereas, let's say we was at 720, at 100, if they do it for 50, well, that's 1.4 they've got to now do. So you see what I'm saying? It quantifies a lot if they bring it lower than that $100 price tag. All right, hold on, guys. I'm going to go on mute. I'm about to give this guy on the side of the road some clothes, and then we'll come back and I'll drop the link for anybody who wants to talk. Just bear with me for a couple of seconds. Hold on one second. I don't want this guy's information out there. Hold on. All right, guys, we're back. Let me drop this link real fast. Invite guests, clipboard, copy, more, post. I got to do all this extra stuff on the cell phone just to drop this. So there we go. There's the link if anybody wants to join. But anyways, what I'm saying is, oh, man, you could tell that this guy's hurting bad. This makes me feel bad, feel sad. This guy's over here saying a prayer after he just got clothes from me. Oh, that breaks my heart right there, y'all. Damn, I hate seeing that. Hold on, let me let. What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm good, bro. How you doing?
Doing good. For whatever reason, my Bluetooth didn't pick up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know what you mean by that, but yeah.
No. I'm in my vehicle driving, and normally
Okay.
Bluetooth picks up, so I'm not talking to the cell phone.
Oh, okay. All right. Huh?
No. But what do you think? Do you think that it is possible at $100 a pay-per-view that they could do 700,000 plus pay-per-view buys in today's market?
Maybe 700,000 just because the name that Canelo is. They might be able to break even, but I think they're gonna probably be able to break even only because of this ticket sales. I think the ticket sales are really gonna help, because one thing about Canelo is that he does put asses in seats. And so I think that's what's gonna make it break even or do a little bit above the even mark, only because of the ticket sales. So I think that if you put the ticket sales at a decent price, it's gonna help make up for the lack of Caleb being a pay-per-view draw.
That's one thing I wish I would have looked up to see what Canelo's biggest gate was, like how much they've made
Yeah.
off of his arena ticket sales to see, because I did not compensate for that into the pay-per-view buys. So you're right there. So that'll probably drop it down versus say instead of having 700,000-800,000 needing to break even, probably be about 500,000 to break even.
I mean, because at least Canelo's at least. I mean, I don't have the research on hand, but we know Canelo at least has 20 million plus at the gate.
Maybe, possibly, I don't know.
Because we got other people who are not as big as Canelo right now who are doing.
Well, you got to think about this though. You got to think
Yeah.
his last 2 fights, he only made $15 million. So,
Yeah,
I mean, the market is a little bit different today than it was when he fought Triple G. The only reason why I'm using the Triple G numbers is because there's a lot of different channels out there. There's websites. They're all claiming that the PBC would have him earning his highest payday ever. So in today's market, I don't know.
yeah,
It's very, I don't know, man.
yeah. No, I no, I hear what you're saying. I just but you do have to take into account the stadium because they could put that at a stadium. With Caleb and Canelo, and if that, he's gonna, at the bare minimum, he's gonna sell about 40,000 tickets at least.
Right.
Canelo with star power than Caleb, but the low star power he has probably can bring in 500,000 people. And then
Hey, I don't know if it's weird.
Hello,
You said a real robotic right now. If you can hear me,
I can I can hear you, but it's very electronic.
so
Staticky. You might want to just take it off Bluetooth from your phone and just speak to your phone. Um,
I can't hear you at all, man. You sound like you're static. I don't know.
Take off the Bluetooth. Take off the Bluetooth.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but it's staticky. Take off the Bluetooth.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. It might be my phone. Can you hear me now?
Take off the Bluetooth.
Yeah, it's not on.
Oh, it's not on?
Nah, like I hear you sound very staticky.
You do.
If I sound staticky, if there's anybody in the chat, let me know if I sound like static or not. If I do, then I'm gonna take the stream down and just bring it back up. Yeah.
Oh man, it's still static.
On my end, it still sounds like static, but do I sound like static?
Yeah, you sound like static too.
Okay, so then it's my phone. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take. You know what? I think I know what the problem is. Hold on 1 second. Let's see if we can fix it before I take. If I can fix the. We'll do that. All right, hold on. It's my OtterBox. They get overused. All right, let's see. Do I still sound like a robot?
Yeah, you might have to just go live later, man.
I can tell it does because you still sound like a robot. Gosh damn, like I can't even drive it.
Yeah, you might want to go live later, Tony.
Yeah, I'll probably take it live later on tonight and just retake the stream. I'm trying to see what I think it is. I think the problem is I turn the air down when I'm driving so it's not blowing all over the phone.
Okay, it's better right now. It's better right now.
Okay, I can hear you perfect.
Yeah, okay.
So what the problem is I know what it is. The reason why it goes robotic sometimes while I'm in my car is because my phone's overheating. And the reason why it's overheating is because I turn the air down so that the air's not blowing in the microphone, going like a wind sound, and it causes the phone to overheat in my case.
Okay.
So when it cools off like now, it's no longer robotic.
Yeah, I mean it's only a little bit of air. It's not that bad.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Yeah, I think he's just have the AC on. I think it's just like that. It's only a little bit. But damn, don't have it blowing in the mic.
Yeah.
Just have it, Hold on.
I'm trying to fix it. All right, sound better now?
Where was that the first time was perfect? Like right there is perfect.
Okay. All right. Cool. I'm fixing the vents.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I let the air blow on high AC, it fucking sounds like wind. If I don't let it blow, then the phone overheats and starts sounding robotic. Oh shit!
Yeah,
Damn, I dropped my phone. What's going on, Justin Trouble? How you doing? We good now? We good now?
yeah. It sounds good.
Okay, I can hear you perfect too. But yeah, you have a good
Okay.
point right there. You have a good point. So yeah.
You just
So the pay-per-view numbers.
you just forgot to add into the account this stadium tickets was going to be.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I did. But we can say that right now, and we can say that probably you looking at like on the low end, and like I said, we'll underestimate, overestimate. On the low end, we're probably looking at about 450 to 500,000 to break even. That's still a lot of pay-per-views at $100.
Okay. And then yeah, but then again you have to understand that depends what they decide to charge more. They're going to charge more for the seats, or they're going to charge more for the pay-per-view. It kind of just depends.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the thing I think about the most is like Caleb Plant. That's the issue that I'm having. Like you have people
Yeah,
get mad
Caleb,
over Caleb Smith, and Caleb Plant is a smaller fucking name.
yeah, you know what? Hold on, let me see. So I'm gonna see what Canelo did versus. I mean, this is back in Europe though, but I'm gonna see what he did against Yurdrum. I'm gonna see
He did
something because
15
Yurdrum.
million. He made 15.
Yeah, but I mean like the stadium.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
I'm gonna look this up. Canelo versus Yurdrum. Tickets. Okay, now I can hear the air, bro.
You
Okay,
can hear
now
the air.
I mean I just did right now for a second. It was just blowing, but you must have moved it or something.
Hold on one second. I just got to the house.
Okay, I'm trying to. Okay, so basically, I know that he did at least 15,000 versus Eardrum, but to be fair, this was kind of still a little bit kind of in the pandemic, so they only had 15,000 that could be sold during that time.
Right.
So you have to take it with a little bit grain of salt. Um, it probably would be if it was right now, it probably would have sold more. I'm sure they would have. So if you just taking but if you do Callum Smith, that was how many was that? He did
I know.
versus
I don't know how many ticket sales he did. I know he made 15 million. So he
okay.
made 15 million against Smith, 15 million against Yildrum.
Okay, let me see tickets. I'm gonna look at the one he did versus Billy Joe Saunders.
Yeah, he was there.
Okay, so he sold
Hold on
66,000.
one second. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Yeah, he was there. After I gave him the clothes, the dude went on the side of the road and started praying. That shit made me feel really bad. You know, there's a lot of people that I think fake it, and I think somebody praying like that's not faking it. I almost want to pull out some money and give them something. Well, that's too small, yeah, because he said they were teenage. Yeah. Do they sell? Where do they sell Old Navy cars? We had to drive to Target to get the car. And they sell them at like a grocery store. Kroger's might sell. Just look it up real fast, and if they do, we'll go there. We'll get him like $100 gift card, and then he can take his kids shopping with it and get whatever they get. My bad. I was having a sideline conversation.
Oh, okay, no problem, no problem. Um,
Let's see what
well,
Larry Merchant said. It could be his highest if PBC give him a massive guarantee to try and lure him back to the PBC, but it doesn't sell more than Triple G fights. But see, that's what I'm saying, Larry Merchant. That's what we were trying to figure out earlier. We're thinking with the gate included, because I started this live without the gate. With the gate, they're probably needing 450, 500,000 pay-per-views sold. at $100 a pop to break even.
Yeah, yeah, maybe. Again, it kind of just depends. Again, how much you're selling tickets for. I do think, since Canelo's a big name, and even though Billy Joe Saunders is a bigger name in boxing than Caleb Plant, but at the same time, you have to take into account he's in Europe. You see what I'm saying? So it kind of evens it out in a
How
kind of
much?
way.
How much did he make against Billy Joe?
In the Billy Joe, it says the live
15.
gates. No, in the Billy Joe only says 9 million. But just so that what they probably did was really sell the tickets cheap. They
You
had
talking
to.
about his gate? His gate
His
only did
gate,
9
his
million.
gate says his gate right here on boxing scene saying only did just over 9 million.
I'm telling you, they cannot. If they're trying to do a career high payday for him, right? The
Mhm.
only way they can break even is they have to be $100 pay-per-views. There's no way they could sell it for less and break even just because of how much money Canelo's made.
Yeah.
Because I
So
want to say, he made. I think this is the way it went. I think he made 20 million total dollars against Callum Smith, 15 million against Yildirim, 15 million against Canelo. I mean Canelo against Billy Joe Saunders. So his current payday has been $15 million in the era we're in now. So that
yeah, yeah. I, I, I think that when you add the stadium and the concessions and all that, again, I think they're not probably. I think that at the very least they'll probably break even. Because if he's doing
right.
9 million versus, I say I'll give. And this is me being generous. I can
By
maybe
myself,
say I mean because when he did it versus
I can.
Triple G,
Hold on one second, dude. Well, if he leaves, we'll see money eventually. So it's not really a loss. Yeah. All right. All right. I'm back. This won't do more pay-per-view. I'd say more than 400,000. So Larry Merchant thinks that this is only going to do about 400,000 pay-per-view wise, and that's my point that I'm trying to say. That if it only does around that many buys or estimated, they're going to have to charge $100. They have to. It's the only way that they're going to break even or come close to breaking even if they pay them a high payday.
I'm really trying to think because I do remember Caleb Platt doing decent numbers on Fox. So his numbers are not
But
bad. I mean,
but
they're not too.
that's just live cable TV.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I know, but that's like, but at the same time, it's like saying somebody who could average 100 million views on TV versus somebody who can only average 1 million. The person who averages 100 million is going to be able to do more on pay-per-view than the person who averaged only 1 million. It's just because he has a bigger fan base. So,
Yeah,
but
but
yeah,
here's my problem. I don't think free cable views equivalent to pay-per-view buys because here's my thing about combat, whether it be MMA or boxing, right? A lot of people don't know the fighters and they'll just watch it because it's on free cable. So in other words, instead of them watching some dumbass show, they'll watch fighting instead. And that doesn't correlate. Like you could have 20 million people watching it, but that doesn't mean a third or 10% of the people are even going to buy a
yeah,
pay-per-view to
yeah,
see
your
that
your
fight.
phone's overheating, bro. Your phone's overheating, bro.
Motherfucker. Is it better now?
Yeah, get it time.
Hold on. It's better.
They gotta give it. Oh shit. Nah, not right now.
So dumb. This is so dumb.
Huh? Yeah.
I fucking hate this iPhone.
Oh, there you go. I think it's better now.
All right, is the air too bad or is it good right here?
The air is good. Wherever you have it out right now is perfect.
All right, so we're just gonna ride like this. Um, what I was saying is I don't correlate free fights on TV to say how popular a fighter is. I think it's more or less people just watch it because it's fighting and nothing else is on. I don't think it by default means that they even know who the fuck they're watching.
Agreed to an extent. To an extent, I believe you're right. I believe that, for example, if you talk about the NBA Finals and they had a freaking David Benavidez versus somebody random, for and I think that a lot of times, you can at least argue that at least half of it is probably just because of just got finished watching the finals, right? And it's migrating into that. So again,
Right.
I agree with that to an extent. I can't disagree. It just depends. It just really depends on who you're talking about, though. Too, at the same time, But yeah, I can agree with that to an extent.
I mean, my thing is, I think Caleb Plant definitely would have more of a following than a Yildirim, but at the same time, I think he has a significant less following than a Callum Smith because he had a whole nation that knew who he was. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Whereas there's a lot
I
of
think I
Americans who don't even know who the fuck Caleb Plant is.
I think that it does about 450K on pay per view.
At a
I
hundred
think
dollars a pop.
I'm not sure if it's $100. I don't know. I'm just saying 450K. I think it does about 450K on pay per view.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if it does 450,000 buys, right? And it's less than $100, they're not gonna break even if they give Canelo a career high payday. Especially
Yeah,
when you have to add in the fact that Caleb wants $10 million himself. Like if they do $50, then they would need to do 900,000 buys to break even.
agreed. But you're gonna have to take into account the stadium, the revenue sales. That's gonna add a good chunk of that. And again, we don't even know exactly what the number is, right? If you're just going based off of 55 million, that we could or could not. Excuse me, 45 million, right? 45 million. Excuse me. You're going based off of 45 million, then you could be correct. I think that at the end of the day, I don't. But I will say this though, I don't think that this is going to bring some like major financial backfall for the PBC. I don't think it's going to do anything like that. I think that if it does go over the line, it goes over the line a little bit, but not nothing crazy, right? It's not bringing in like 30-40 million dollars profit for PBC and Fox, right? I don't think so. So I think that if it does go over the line, it's probably going to bring in maybe what 5 million, $10 million profit, maybe at most, being very generous.
And you talking about if they take a loss?
No, if they have a profit, that's what I'm saying. The profit that is gonna not going to be huge.
Yeah, I don't. I'm more concerned with it breaking even than them making a profit because the thing that raises my eyebrows is not the fact that they're saying that they're going to pay Canelo say 15 to 20 million. Okay, I could see them doing it and pulling it off, but the fact that all these different sources are reporting that this is supposed to be his highest payday, that's where I have to sit back and say I don't know how they're going to do that against a Plant. Like it would
Yeah.
be different if Canelo was fighting say like a Charlo. You know what I mean? Although
Hmm.
they're two different weight classes, at least Charlo brings his own fans to the fight to where you could possibly see it doing pay-per-view numbers like that. But
Yeah.
Caleb Plant brings very little people. Like it's all on Canelo to sell this fight.
For the most
Plant,
part,
Plant,
I'll say 90% of it's on Canelo. 90% of it's on Canelo.
I think 90% is being extremely generous. I think Caleb Plant's gonna bring 1 to 2% of the fans at most.
Oh wow. Okay. I was being okay.
I'm just being honest. Like, I don't think Caleb on his own could sell 50,000 pay-per-views. I really do not think he could do that. If he was to do a pay-per-view today against a random
Against who?
fighter,
A random fighter. But that's the
right?
thing.
Not a
That's the
fighter
thing.
like a
Caleb,
Benavidez or
that's
Billy
the
Joe
thing.
Saunders. I'm talking
That's the
about
thing. That's the thing, though. It's kind of a false equivalency because Caleb's above a random fighter, popularity wise, right? So he's just kind of like he's big enough not to call a random fighter, right? So
oh, the guy's
that's
gone. Fuck. So there was a guy on the side of the road. He had up a big sign that said, "We'll work for children's clothes." Right. So like, talked to him, found out that he had a daughter and a son, and his daughter wore small and women's, which is the same size as my girl. So I got some clothes for him, put it together, took it over to him on the side of the road, and I was going to buy him a Target card. I put some money on a Target card for him because, like, after I gave him the clothes, I feel like, there's a lot of people who hustle, who scam, and all of this, and they don't use things for what they say they are. But after I gave him all of that, as I was pulling off, I saw him get down and start praying. So I felt bad. So I was gonna go run up here to Target. I'm not rich, but I got a little bit. You know what I mean? So because I seen him praying, and I really believe that he's in a bad spot, I was gonna buy him. I'm not gonna say how much, but I was gonna put some money on a Target card for him and give him the card to go buy some new clothes for his kids. But he's already gone. So I just busted a blank mission.
Okay. Well, may Yahweh bless you, man. May God bless you, man.
No, 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 no. I don't. I'm good.
Oh, he cut out again, bro.
Seen somebody hold up a sign that said that. Everybody I've ever seen hold up signs are asking for money. You know what I mean? Not clothes.
Wait, what?
Did you hear what I said?
No, he cut out.
Oh, what I was saying is the sign said he would work for children's clothes, and they were teenage kids. Um, I was going to the store to buy him a Target card, put some money on it.
No, I heard that part. When I
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah. That's
I
all I
just
was
said
saying.
yeah, I heard that
But
part.
but he's already gone, so it's no point in buying the card if he's already gone.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
anyways, my point, getting back to boxing, my point was I don't think Caleb Plant could sell 50,000 pay-per-view tickets on his own, even if he only charged $20.
Yeah, I just again, I don't think that again Caleb's not a big name. I don't think he's a big name at all. At the same time, he is above a name of a random person, right? So he's not. He's still. He's just a. He's just above somebody like somebody you just haven't heard of in boxing, right?
Right.
So why I'm like he's. That's why I'm like he can. I mean, again, and that's a false equivalency because I don't think Caleb's around. Like it's like a random name, right? A random no name, right? So if he's not a random no name, then it depends who you put him up against pay per view, right? So like if you put him up against random no name, I wouldn't be fair, right? You have to put somebody who has a name in boxing, right? That may not be a big name like, but still popping like a David Benavidez or something, right? I think that's more fair.
Well,
But
my thing is this though: when he's asking for $10 million, the thing comes down to why is he asking for $10 million? Is he worth $10 million, or is he
he's asking
asking
for
for ten
ten
million
million
dollars
dollars
because it's
because
Canelo?
he's asking for $10 million because he's like shit. If I'm gonna lose my belt, I'm about to lose my belt with a good cash out.
Because you know he
Just
gonna
being real
lose that
with you.
fucking battle. He's gonna
No,
get his ass whooped.
yeah, he's thinking in the back of his mind, said, I don't know if he think he's gonna lose. But he's like, man, there's a good chance I may lose this fight. I don't know if any fighter just goes in there. I think they're
No,
gonna
no,
lose.
no, 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 no. I'm
But
not
but
saying that he thinks he's going to lose.
no,
I'm
no, no, no.
telling
I'm not
you.
saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he's probably thinking. As I'm saying, he's probably thinking, "Oh fuck, there's a good chance I may lose." He said, "If I do end up losing, motherfucker, I'm gonna lose with a good cash out." you know, because I mean, you say the bet it's not like Caleb's not a big name. So if he loses this fight, he goes his next fight. You know what I'm saying? He's not a big name. Lose this fight, he goes to his next fight beltless, and now he's probably fighting for like $1 million. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. I'm not mad.
With
I'm not mad at him trying to cash out. I'm just saying
yeah,
that he's not worth that. Like he just
he's not worth $10 million. But I just think that he knows he's being very shrewd. He's like, man, because with $10 million, you take taxes out, you probably leave home with 8. You have to pay his people, but maybe with 7, you probably leave home with
no,
what 7, huh?
no, my dude. No, my dude. Let me tell you something. You get paid $10 million, you're in the highest tax bracket. They're taking half of it. So you got $5
Taking
million
half of
dollars
it.
that you bring home. They, they take half of that. So you take home $5 million. Then you bring home the 5 million, you got to pay everybody off. You got to pay off your corner people, your cut man. You got to pay the sanctioning fees.
Trainer, your
So
trainer.
all said and done, that $10 million is probably going to equivalent to like $2 to $4 million after you have to pay all your fees.
Oh, so 4 million. Okay. I don't know. I've heard people say that when they say, "Oh, you making millions of dollars, you expect half of it to be cut." I don't know if that's not necessarily that is true. I do understand you're going to have to get taxed more, but half of it, maybe 8 million. Maybe I'm being too high, but maybe what, like 6, 7 million of taxes. Excuse me, 3 or 4 million of taxes being taken out.
Yeah,
Like
but
again, I don't know because I'm not a rich guy. He's making multi-millions, but I don't think they're taking half of it. I think if anything, they're probably taking a good. I could see $6 to $7 million. They're probably bringing home, but I don't see them taking half of it. Again, I just because if they're getting taxed.
so check this out. Check this out. When you make seven figures, $1 million a year, okay,
Mhm.
you enter in the 40+% tax bracket, which means they take 40% of your money.
Okay.
When you go into the the 10 million, the eight digit tax bracket, you're now in the 45% to 50% tax bracket, which is the maximum tax bracket of where they take your money. So he very well could lose anywhere from 45 to 50% of that money off top just for taxes.
Okay. What is that? Because again, if I'm wrong on one, I don't know. But what is that called? What law is that called?
You have to look up the different tax brackets.
Oh, okay.
It's just the U.S. Tax code. Like you can see, different incomes have to pay different levels of percentage of their money back.
Okay. So just look up tax brackets.
Yeah, just look up tax brackets.
And doesn't it depend on the state too?
Well, not federal. State tax is going to be different. So not every state takes taxes out. Like for example, Texas, you don't have to pay state tax on your income in Texas and Florida and a couple of other states. But federally is what they're going to be. You're going to be looking at the federal tax, and then whatever the state is, they take their percentage too if he's in a taxable state.
Okay. So I don't know if the Texas. You said Texas. They're gonna find Texas, right?
I don't know where they're fighting. I'm just saying that. Well, no. It doesn't matter where they fight. It's wherever his legal home of residence is what he gets taxed off of. So, like his state taxes would be wherever he claims is a legal residence.
Oh, okay. So I think he lives in I think I've seen his home once. I think he lives in Vegas. I think I could Caleb. I think he lives in Vegas. I could be wrong about that.
So you have to look up what Nevada state taxes are, and then add that state tax to the federal tax on income. And then you would figure out his total amount taken.
Okay, just doing a quick brief overview. It says right here for 2020 and 2021 tax years, it goes up. It's 10%, 12%, 22%, 24%, 32%, 35%, and 37%. It
Thirty-seven
says
percent making how much?
again, it does that's 37%. It says 37% and over. So it said like 500 and some $1,000 and over that you're
Okay, so
making.
he's
You
gonna
pay
get okay. So here's
37%.
what you look at. So there's like I said, so there's 37% taxes federally taken out of his paycheck. Okay,
Okay.
now look up Nevada state taxes that come out of your income, and then you add the two together, and you're gonna see how much of that money is gone just from taxes.
Wait, so you have to add. You tell about now federal,
That is
and
that is federal. So the federal that you just looked up federal. So 37% of his income is coming out federally. Okay. Now you said that you believe he's a legal resident of Nevada. So
I
look
think.
up what the Nevada, yeah, just for hearsay, look
Okay.
up Nevada's tax rates on income
Wait. So
in
you're
the
talking
state
about you getting
itself.
double tax, but that's what I was asking. You're talking about you getting double tax between
Yeah,
federal
you
and
always
the
get
state.
double tax. Yeah, if you look on your paycheck stubs, you'll see where they take out federal tax and then state tax.
Oh, you're right. Okay, let's see.
So if
Yeah.
it's like five, go ahead.
No, I was saying you're right. I forgot about that when I look at my pad, look over it. But yeah, they took out federal and state.
Yeah, if Nevada's like a 7% income tax state, then you're looking at 44% of his money is gone automatically. I'm telling you, man, Texas fucking rape you, especially when you start making a lot of money.
Oh, it says Nevada sales tax right now is 4.6.
No, they're income tax, not sales tax, income tax.
Oh, the income tax. Okay, so yeah,
Yeah,
there's a difference.
yeah. Sales
Yeah,
tax is what you're paying when you buy something.
yeah. Okay.
So it'd be like four
United
cents on the
States
dollar
income tax. Okay, income tax.
in Nevada. And I don't know how their state is structured. I don't know if they have a
But
flat
there's just it just says I think it's saying right now. I'm clicking on it. It's loading up, but it's like 8.1.
Okay, 8.1. So you have 8% income tax plus the 37. So that's 45% of his taxes is gone. Like I said, he'd be in between 45 to 50% taxes. So 45% of that money is gone from
Gone.
taxes
Okay.
automatically.
Okay.
So
And then
that's
are we
that's
okay?
4.5 million gone. So he's left with 5.5 million before he has to pay sanctioning fees, before he has to pay all
His
his
trainers
cornmen,
and
his
his
cutmen,
corners, yeah.
his promoter. That's what I said. That 10 million is going to turn into somewhere in between 2 to 4 million when it's all said and done.
Yeah, well, if we do have probably, well, I think WBA, not the WBA, but the other belts. Is that so? If he becomes undisputed, he has to pay. He beats Canelo. If he becomes undisputed, he has to pay for each sanction fee. Body, correct?
No.
Okay.
He would only have to pay for his current belt, and then whenever he goes to defend the titles, then he would have to pay all the sanctioning fees.
Okay, so you don't want to pay
The
for IBF.
Yeah, the three other belts are going to come out of Canelo's. Even if he loses,
Okay.
he's the one paying the sanctioning fees for that because he's
Okay.
defending the titles.
Okay. So you talk. So then, okay. So then you're talking about. I think they said. I think like it depends because I think I've read figures like for example, WBA would take out like $100,000 a year for being a child, something like that. It was some number like that. And then I think they say trainers supposed to get 10% of what the fighter
Fighter
gets.
makes
Yeah, that's what I heard. Again, I don't know how true that figure is, but they're supposed to get 10%. So if I make a million, you train me,
a
I
hundred
make $1 million.
thousand.
Yeah, you're supposed to give you 100,000. Again, that's what I heard as a figure. So if you're talking
Right.
about out of 4.5, or I don't know if they're basing off of 10 million or they're basing off 4.5.
I don't know. I would have. I don't know. I don't know because it would all be
So
how he
all so
actually
so
structured
so
his
all
contract.
in all, he probably is leaving probably with about 500,000.
No. He'll probably have about
I mean,
two.
excuse me, not 500,000, 5 million. Excuse me, he's leaving about 5 million, maybe around, give or take.
I just know that them taxes and them fees.
I
Uh,
know, no, I know. He's probably leaving about with 5 million again, but that's just based off of the purse, right? So he's leaving with 5 million. After you pay all the pay per view upside. How much did you get from that? That's another figure we haven't figured out yet. Correct?
yeah,
So you know it's
because
gonna
he'll get his guarantee.
we know Canelo's getting the majority of the pie. Caleb may be getting about 10%, 15%. Again, I don't know, probably 10, 15%. So what he's getting, probably what they probably gave him. And if that's true, if he does about 450,000, let's just make it easy, 500,000 pay per view buys. Then you're talking about Caleb's probably what gonna pull in. That's difficult. This is good. The pay per views are what, $75 to $100 a pop.
Well, but here's what you got to understand. You got to
Yeah.
understand this: there is no upside to the pay per view if they break even. The pay per views got to generate enough money to pay them both their guarantees. Anything over that is upside. So
Oh yeah. If it gets to upside.
yeah, if there's even an upside for how much they're claiming that they're going to pay Canelo.
And that's again you just don't know until the final numbers come in.
Right.
I mean it'd be interesting. Then you got also talk about the concessions, which is the parking concessions, and that's another fee that they give to the fighters.
Yeah.
So
So I mean, there's no telling. But my whole thing is I don't know. I don't know if they could do 450, 500,000 pay per view buys at $100 to break even. I don't
it's
know.
up me either. I don't know either. We'll see. We'll
I
see because
and I
with
just I know a lot of people want this to be on PVC, but I think for the PVC and Fox, the smarter business move is to let the zone pay you so that way you don't lose money because this is a gamble. It's a big gamble.
it is a gamble. It is a gamble.
Yeah. I mean, it
Sure.
could turn out good, but it could turn out to
I mean, I agree with you. It's a gamble just because of it being, if it is Canelo's highest payday, you're going to get somebody who's Caleb Plant, who's not a household name,
right.
who's on the hard codes name. So you're taking a gamble.
And then the thing about it too is it's not even like he's fighting a Benavidez. So like
Yeah,
Benavidez, you could at least pull your whole Spanish market. Like you got
yeah,
Canelo versus Benavidez.
yeah. I
There's
agree.
a big market
Spanish.
there. But Caleb
Yeah,
Plant,
if you market the Latino or the Mexican,
yeah.
Mexican throwdown or whatever the case may be, you can help.
Thing,
That can help. Get
the
yeah.
thing about Caleb is he's not gonna have a legion of white people coming out to support
He's
him.
not gonna have to. He's not gonna have Tony reviews going out to support
He ain't gonna have nobody, bro. He's just gonna be
Tony.
alone.
Tony, if Tony ain't gonna support you, then you out of luck. Oh shoot! Oh man, what happened, man? Did your phone die? Oh my goodness! All right, you guys. I guess I'm gonna have to take over the show. If you're still in the chat, man, just drop a one. Say you in the chat, man. If you in the chat, drop a one. Tony's probably just having some technical difficulties right now, so bless his heart. I'll probably be right back. Oh, Mr. IOTBA. Mr. IOTBA. What's up, Mr. IOTBA? He was doing that to me, man. What's up, Mr. Thomas? That should be funny, man. This ain't my YouTube channel. This is Tony's YouTube channel, but he just dropped out. I guess he's having some technical difficulties right now. Nothing much, man. Man, he dropped the link, man. Get on the link. He dropped the StreamYard link. I don't know if you can see it.
Testing 1 2 3. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, hold on 1 second. My phone died for a second.
I was like, what happened? I had to take over being host.
Yeah, no show. It was all you.
But I was just saying that if you don't have Tony reviews supporting you and you're a white boxer, you're out of luck. Because Tony reviews,
Hey man, it is what it is. My
it
thing
is
is,
what it is.
I can't support the guy that I know is gonna get his fucking ass whooped. Like he is gonna get mollywopped.
It got no national no race pride. He's like, I can't. But I think Caleb's gonna put up a good fight. Don't get it twisted. Just because that.
I think early he'll put up a decent fight,
Yeah.
and
I
then
think he'll survive. I think he'll survive.
I don't think he makes it. I don't.
You don't think he makes it? I think, but can you say that it's a chance he makes it, it's a chance he doesn't make it? It can go either way.
I don't know. I don't know. I think
Exactly. Yeah, you don't know, so it could go either
here's
way.
my problem. Canelo has turned into a really strong pressure fighter to where he just comes straight at you now. And he's getting, every time we see Canelo fight defensively and his counter punching is just getting better and better and better. Like he has looked better every time he has fought for the last 5 or 6 fights. And the problem is Caleb doesn't have a lot of pop on his punches. So if he can't keep Canelo at bay, I don't know if he can take those types of shots the whole fight.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, so I don't think Caleb's gonna hurt Canelo. I don't think he's going to drop Canelo, but I do think he probably has enough pop to keep him at bay for at least for the beginning of the fight, and then you'll start to see Canelo come on strong towards the end, and then I think he'll be able to survive a decision.
But
Just based off it, because stylistically, again, we know that Canelo always kind of struggles with the slick fighters, and Caleb Plant is even more slick than Billy Joe Saunders was. So
yeah,
that's why
but
I think he survives. And then the shot that Canelo gave Billy Joe Saunders is I don't think he gonna be able to catch Caleb with it. He's caught him with a good shot. It wasn't like he was beating Caleb's ass, and then I just think that Caleb dropped his hands, made a mistake, and got caught. And that happens in boxing.
well,
So
it does. But here's what I don't think you're taking into account. Caleb, you're right, is a very slick boxer. He's taller. I think he's like 6'1" ish, somewhere around there. So he's gonna have the height and range. But here's the problem with Caleb. It's like when the 10th round hits, he runs out of energy in every damn fight. It's like he is
True.
a completely different fighter. And if he runs out of energy like that against
Yeah, he
Canelo,
can get stopped. You're right.
yeah, and that's why I'm saying that I just I
You're not
don't
sure.
know. I don't know. I really don't know.
And that's what. But so that's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying. I'm saying you could see him getting knocked out, but you can see him surviving to a decision. Correct?
It if he can improve his gas tank, I can see him surviving off of length alone.
Yeah.
But if he hits the wall after round 9, like he's done, he's going to go to sleep. Canelo is not going to let him survive 3 rounds from the 10, 11, 12 with no energy. He just won't. He's going to pressure him too much.
Yeah. Because that pressure is something else, boy. That pressure is something else. That's like it's like Canelo's coming. That pressure's coming. So it's like man, you if you ain't ready for it, you can crumble. You know.
So IOTBA says that Caleb's resume shows he has no chance. What's going on, Iron Kong? What's up to
Yeah.
both of y'all? I just that's my main thing. It's just here's the thing: if Caleb got extremely tired against Caleb Truax, right, who applies nowhere nearly the amount of pressure as a Canelo, is he going to get tired even earlier in the fight when Canelo's coming to him like glue from round 1?
Yeah. I think, and but then again, you have to understand that I think it'll take Canelo time to get used to that style. You see what I'm saying? Because that's his one saving grace is that I think that I think that Plant is more slick than Billy Joe Saunders, and Billy Joe Saunders is giving Canelo problems. You know, so that's why I think that he can, even with the pressure that Canelo's going to bring, you're going to see Canelo having to be able to figure out a Plant. But at the end of the day, I do see Canelo winning the fight, though. I have to be honest. I like Plant, but I don't see him winning. I just think that I think he can survive to a decision.
I mean,
So
I
I
don't.
mean, but it's pretty sad when like you have two people debating about whether he could just survive. What is that? You can get your ass beat. That's how you get your ass beat when you have people just debating whether you can survive or not.
That is bad. That is bad. It's like people are already writing you off, and the fight ain't even been signed yet, and people are already writing you off. Like, damn,
Yeah.
that's real bad.
But now I love Pat. He's one of my favorites, bro. Man, he's one of my favorites. I'm like, man, he actually I love his style, yo. I really
I
do.
just,
But it's like I don't see him winning. I mean, I think he can put up. He has a chance, and I think he can survive. But at the end of the day, I just give him a chance. But that's But I'm definitely not. I can't favor him.
I feel like Canelo, you gotta have a lot of fucking pop on your punches, or he's just gonna walk through you, and that's why like outside of like I don't even know about David Benavidez. The thing about David Benavidez is defensively he's very easy to hit. He's got a lot of arsenal, a lot of attack power. Defensively, he's not the best. But I don't know. Like truthfully, my honest opinion of Canelo is I don't think anybody can beat him outside of
Yeah,
maybe Beevil, and then I don't even know. And Better Beef. I think Better Beef may be the only fighter, but that's 175 for both of those guys.
yeah, because he has enough. I think he has enough size to him, enough power, and enough grit to just out muscle Canelo if he needs to.
You talking about Better Beef?
Yeah, better beef.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think Better Beef can beat
it's
him.
not due. It's not going to be due to skill. I think that at better again. If better beef is up for the challenge, because his last performance wasn't that good. But if he gets up for the challenge, I think that he can just only because he's just a big, strong guy. He can just try to out muscle Canelo.
Yeah, but you got to understand too that his last performance wasn't that good because he had been out of the ring for like a year to 2 years.
Yeah,
So
yeah. That's what
I
I'm saying. I think going into Canelo, he'll be even better. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, I think that you're gonna have to have better beef save the day, just because like better beef save the day took out this monster only because he's the bigger, badder monster.
yeah, and that's the thing about it. It's just like I agree with you. I think he's just bigger, stronger. That's what it's going to come down to for the way that Canelo fights. You know what? I will say this. I take
It's
it.
just
I
go
take it back. I take it
it's
back.
just gonna take a big strong motherfucker to go through the fire and just go at it with him.
I take it back. There is one fighter I think has a chance at sub 175 that might be able to beat Canelo, and that's Andrade. The only reason why I think Andrade may be able to beat him is because he's very mobile. And like you saw with Billy Joe Saunders, like you were saying, he kind of struggles with that style of mobility. There is a world to where Andrade can stay on the outside and not get hit a lot and just outpoint him. He's not
Oh
going to be able
no,
to knock
hey
him out.
Tony.
What's up?
Listen, no, I agree with you 100%. And then when you talk about the pedigree of Andrade, when he an Olympic too, Olympian.
Yeah.
So yeah, but with Canelo, man, and Caleb Plant, man, Canelo gonna crush him, bro. I don't care how much people try to hype Caleb Plant up to be this. Oh, he could do this. Oh, he could do that. He ain't been in there with nobody to show us that he gonna be able to do this against Canelo. I got Canelo crushing them Tony reviews.
I gotta be.
Yeah. I think Clan is going to get knocked out in the
Me too.
later rounds.
I just think the debate. I don't think I'm debating whether Canelo could win. 'Cause I think he's gonna win. I just think that the only debate you can have is whether Caleb can survive.
But
I think he
do
can
we
survive.
do? But hey, Lenore, do we know he could survive? Have we seen him in that line of fire against top competitors on the elite level where we say, "Oh, this dude could survive against a Canelo"? In my opinion, in boxing,
No,
you got to go up different levels to prepare yourself for a moment like this because
agreed.
Caleb Plant, for the first time in his career, he finna get introduced to big time boxing, bro. And he don't have nothing on his resume to show me and a lot of people around the world that he ready for this moment.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna ace the moment. I just think that just because him being a little bit more slicker than a Billy Joe Saunders, I just think that he'll be able just to survive again. But again, we won't know until he gets in the ring again. Because like you said, we haven't seen him up against somebody big. But at the same time, we also haven't seen him in trouble like that either.
I
So that
know,
same
but that's the thing.
argument can be made.
But
That
look,
that
the reason why we ain't seen him in trouble is because his lack of competition he faced.
agree. So since we haven't seen him in trouble, we don't know exactly how he's going to perform.
Have we seen Canelo in trouble? Have we seen Canelo in the ring?
But it's not about Canelo. It's about Caleb whether he can survive or not.
No, no. It
Hey, IOTBA, you went out.
can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
I
hear
can
you.
hear you now. Go ahead, cook.
Say, but this is Canelo, fam. He ain't going up against a regular fighter like a Caleb Truex or a Mike Hill, a former
I
football player,
listen. I agree
or
with you.
a Ustegui.
Listen. I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I understand that. I'm just saying that stylistically, I think the only reason why Caleb survives is because he's been facing problems, and by the time Canelo can really figure it out and start beating his ass towards the championship rounds, Caleb can survive, and Nick can survive and say I went the distance. That's the only reason why I think he'll survive. But again, I think he's gonna get his ass beat towards the stretch, and you're gonna see him just starting get because what's his face survived. Callum Smith survived, and Callum Smith, to me, I don't think he's of the pedigree of a Caleb Platt, at least boxing wise. So that's why I think
Really?
if he can
Oh,
survive, I think Caleb can survive.
I don't know because when you talk about Caleb Smith, you talk about a guy who had higher competition, in my opinion. He fought John Ryder, although a lot of
Facts.
people argue that Ryder should have probably won that fight. He had a really close fight with Ryder. Ryder was a good fighter. He fought George Groves as well. George Groves was a good fighter. He fought a Rocky Fieldings. I'm trying to think who else he fought. Caleb Smith has fought some good fighters. I'm not saying that they're the elite of the elite, but they're definitely were a lot better competition than a Caleb
Better
Truax.
than what they better than what Plant
Caleb,
have.
no, I agree, but I just think that Caleb Platt
And
again
then
is just
look,
gonna
Caleb
start being
Truex
more
was a
slick.
blown up 168.
No,
Caleb
hey, I'm
Truex was
not
a blown up
disagreeing with the.
168
Yeah,
too.
I see. No, I see. I listen. I think that Caleb Platt's
Huh?
competition has been shit. I can't just sit here and just defend his competition. The only okay name he has is Usutagi, and even that's only semi good. It's not even, I wouldn't even say it's a good win. It's just a semi good win. So that's why I'm like, okay, I see what you're saying. I agree with you. I just think he can just survive. I just think he has enough skill that he can survive against Canelo. I think for the first 6 rounds, you're gonna see like a war because you're gonna see Canelo try to get past that slick style, and you're gonna see Caleb Plant try to stick and move. And towards the 7th, 8th round, you're gonna start to see again a little bit of a
No,
war, and you
no,
might
no.
see Canelo's, huh?
IO, IO going in and out. Oh shit, he dropped. Is that my connection? Can you hear me, IO?
yeah, but it's like when you go up against Canelo, and my break,
Either I'm breaking up or you're breaking up.
you know,
I can
I
hear you.
dropped.
Who's breaking
No,
up, Tony?
I can hear IO.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you too.
Did I drop?
Okay.
I can
No, you didn't. You
hear
didn't
you.
drop.
I dropped, but I came back in right now, and it seems like I'm clear.
IO, you still there? I don't know if IO's there. He might have dropped.
Yeah, he might have dropped.
But
But Tony, hey, you know what's something I want to talk about this Joshua versus Usyk thing, which I didn't see. I see you dropped the video on it, but I know you didn't. I did not watch it. So what were your thoughts about it?
hold on, hold on. Am I choppy?
Nah,
Okay, I'm good. You hear me real good?
yeah, I hear you.
Because in the chat they were saying I was choppy and so was IO.
Oh, okay, nah, you good.
Best of the best is in the building. Um, what did you say? What did you ask me?
I said, what do you? I didn't see you. I didn't watch the video, but I seen you dropped the Joshua versus Usyk thing. What do you think about that?
Oh yeah. So the video I dropped, I was just announcing that it had been announced, and I was like,
I mean, I was there for that part, but didn't you drop a video actually on it or something? Okay.
no. I
Oh,
haven't.
okay, never mind. I was there. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I haven't done a full fight breakdown. I would just say that at the moment it's a 50-50 fight, but I have a strange feeling in my gut that Usyk is gonna pull out the upset. And
Wow.
I haven't done my video yet, but I will say this. I would not be surprised if Usyk gets the knockout in the 11th or 12th round.
What just makes you say that?
Well, hit. Okay, I'm not trying to give too much away before I do this because other
Okay,
people.
just you can talk. You
No,
can
no, no,
talk
no.
and have.
I'll
Okay.
tell you a little bit because other people are gonna. You gotta understand, like for whatever reason, I don't know why on YouTube my channel doesn't get a lot of fucking views, but a hell of a lot of other fucking channels know who the fuck I am. Tell me how that works. I have no idea, but I've heard like my ideas, my thoughts be recycled in other people's videos as if it's their own. You know what I mean?
I know, and I heard what you. I think every YouTuber feels that, but I see. I'm not saying that you don't go through that because you very well be. But I think everybody. I've heard other YouTubers say the same shit. Stop saying my content. Everybody feels that way. But go ahead.
But here's what I look at and I'll say this, and I'm gonna keep it as very baseline as I can without giving too much away before I do the video. What I look at is Anthony Joshua has not had the same type of power as far as knockouts go since he's lost the weight. When he fought Andy Ruiz Jr. in the rematch, he never hurt him. And he had a target that couldn't hit him. So he was pretty much just pop shotting him all fight, never hurt Ruiz. When he fought against Pulev, he hit Pulev with shots that we've seen AJ land that have put people's lights out. And he hit him with them multiple times. We also saw AJ, who was fighting a fight at his own pace, have to regain his second win in mid rounds. And then he finished it. But we did see him slow down, and he slowed down in a fight of his own pace. It wasn't like Pula was pushing him to fight at a certain rate. He was fighting at his own work rate and still found a way to get tired in that fight, along with looking at a reduction in power. When you look at Usyk, you look at a guy who has never been hurt. To my knowledge, I can't think of anybody who's hurt him. Even in his fight against Chisora. Now, here's some things. You had all that Glovegate stuff about Tyson Fury, but nobody wants to bring up the fact that Usyk said that there was no padding in Chisora's gloves. They also put him in a fucking miniature ring that was built for 2-year-olds. And they allowed Derek Chisora to MMA fight by holding him and hitting him clinch the entire fight until Chisora got tired. However, Usyk still weathered the storm, never got hurt, won on points. Okay.
Okay.
In his first fight, you can't really count that against Chaz Witherspoon at heavyweight, but he did make him quit, so he did get the knockout win on his record. You know what I mean? He stopped him.
Yeah. Okay.
So what I'm looking at is I'm looking at a guy. Both guys are very technically good. However, if I had to favor one on the technical scale, I would have to give it Usyk over AJ. I think Usyk's the better technical boxer, but AJ is a very good technical boxer. Don't mistake that. He's still very good technically. I just think Usyk's a little bit better than him.
Agreed.
The biggest advantage I had for AJ was the power. But with the reduction of power that I have seen, I have to ask myself, does AJ even have the power to knock out a guy who's never been hurt? The other thing you have to look at is AJ, as good as he is technically, he shells up really bad and he gets barrages put on him. Usyk is death by 1,000 pillows. He doesn't have a lot of pop in each individual shot, but he hits you so fucking much, he wears you out. AJ, bad gas tank. Usyk, very good gas tank that constantly attacks you, which is going to sap your energy. And when he attacks you, he throws combinations and barrages. I see a lot of things that favor Usyk going into this fight.
Okay. I see. I take what you said and it's well noted. I'll have to do some more film study. But I think that I think it's just like a good little man versus a good big man. I just think that Joshua's body frame is so much bigger than Usyk's frame that it's gonna be hard for Usyk to because again it's gonna be hard for Usyk to try to overcome that. Again, I'm not.
Hold on, you're going out. You went out. If you can hear me, you were talking and then you went out. I still don't hear you. It sounds like you're trying to talk, but it's like clicking noises, and I can't hear what you're saying.
Can you hear? Can you?
You came on for a moment. You said, Can you hear?" And then you went back out just as quick as you came in.
You can't hear me?
I can hear you now. Okay.
Okay, sorry, my girl was calling. I have to call her back right now soon. But and I was just saying that no, like I just think that I'll say this real quick before I gotta go. But I think Joshua, because he's so much bigger than Usyk body frame wise, that's gonna be hard for Usyk to try to overcome that. But I do think that Usyk's a little bit better technically, and then I think that like we again, Usyk coming up to heavyweight doesn't is not gonna have the most power, against Joshua. And not saying Joshua has a great grounded chin either, but he doesn't have the most pop on his punches. So it'd be interesting to see if the little man can outbox the big man. I don't think that he'll knock Joshua out, but I think that if he does win, he'll probably win just because he outboxed Joshua, being faster, a little bit more technical, and that of the sort.
So let me say this real fast before you leave, and then you can rebuttal. Here's the thing that I'm talking about with AJ. AJ gave up his size advantage. AJ is no longer a 250, slightly over 250-pound fighter. He's now a 237 to 245-pound fighter. So he's a good bit smaller than he was. He's also stated several times that he's given up lifting weights for power like he used to, and he's dedicated more time into boxing versus his strength. So I agree with you that he's bigger, got the bigger frame, but he's given up a lot of that advantage by changing up the way that he's training. So there's that. Then the other thing is AJ is known to tire. Usyk's never been a devastating knockout puncher. That's not how he knocks you out. He knocks you out by an accumulation of punches that just get you so exhausted you can barely stand up. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I just we'll see. We'll see. I would have to see more film study to determine. But basically, what you're saying is you definitely see. So you think you see Usyk winning the fight?
I have a feeling in my gut. And like I said, whenever I start doing the video, because like you've heard my videos, like I'll talk about one topic and I go on tangents. And as I go on tangents, I think and I constantly change and flow with the video. You know what I mean? But
And that-
until
Could
I
you
get
could you imagine Usyk and Wilder for the undisputed heavyweight championship world?
well, I'm gonna tell you, if Usyk beats AJ, right, then that means that they'll have a rematch. Okay, they'll have to
Okay.
because AJ always has a rematch clause. So that delays that. So what's going to end up happening is you're going to have the fight with Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. Okay, the winner out of that, if Wilder beats Tyson Fury, they have to fight Dillian White. So if
Okay.
Usyk beats AJ, the winner is going to have to fight Dillian White, and we could see in Dillian White versus Usyk for undisputed.
Wait a minute. So wait, what about the belt that Wilder would have picked up if he beat I don't get that. If he beat
That's
oh
what I'm saying.
you're saying White beats Wilder?
Yeah, I think White's going to knock Wilder out. I've always
Oh, okay. But wouldn't it just be funny if you saw Usyk versus Wilder? That'd be like the most randomest undisputed championship.
so listen to this. This is what sounds so crazy. This is what sounds so crazy, right? I think Deontay Wilder stands a better shot at beating Usyk than AJ, Dillian White, and Tyson Fury.
Mm. Why? Can you think?
Because the reason why I think Deontay Wilder stands a better shot is because of that one shot ability. Even though I said that I've never seen Usyk hurt, I think Deontay Wilder has the speed to get off a shot
And
to
catch
rock.
Usyk.
I don't think Dillian White. I think Dillian White fighting Usyk, he gets tired and Usyk finishes him. Same thing, kind of like AJ due to exhaustion late in the fight. And if you watch Tyson Fury versus short guys like Steve Cunningham, even whenever he fought Derek Zora, he struggles worse against short guys than he does against taller guys. And I
Yeah.
think Usyk can work the inside on him and stay close to where Fury, because Usyk's so technical.
Yeah. Usyk can match Fury technical wise if he needs to. You know.
Yeah, and the thing is, with Usyk, I don't think he can. I don't think Usyk can do death by a thousand pillows to Deontay Wilder, because outside of the last fight with Deontay Wilder, he's always had a great gas tank, and I don't think Usyk hits hard enough to really hurt Wilder. And I think Wilder has more opportunities to catch Usyk with a knockout shot than Joshua, Fury, or White does. So, like I said, to me, styles make
Make fights.
and I think it heavyweight Wilder actually has the best shot at beating Usyk, just with because AJ versus Usyk to me is a 50-50.
Okay.
Usyk versus Fury is a 50-50. White versus Usyk is a 50-50. However, if Deontay Wilder was to fight Usyk, I have a 70-30 for Wilder in favor. And like I said, it's just stylistic. I think Deontay Wilder would
I'll
be a
ask this. Well, if you don't have an answer for it yet, or you still split 50-50, you could just say 50-50, or you can say do decide the winner. So we got this summer. We have four big fights coming. And 1 month away, we got the Spence Pacquiao. Then we got who comes after that? It's who's coming after that, bro? Spence Pacquiao. Then is it Wilder Fury after that? No, it's Usyk. No. It's Spence Pacquiao, Usyk, Joshua, Wilder Fury,
Mhm.
and then there's one more Canelo Plant. We don't know when that's gonna be.
Well, yeah.
So
Uh,
so all the big fights.
well,
If
you
you,
had
you
you left out
huh?
Lopez versus Cambosis.
But I'm talking about super fight. I'm not talking about like, oh, like you can like I didn't. Who the fuck is Cambosis? I mean, no disrespect, But I mean, like for the talking about the big fights,
Well,
like it's what I'm saying, like talking about the big
I'm
fights.
gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this. I agree with you. Who the fuck is Cambosis? However, Tio's talking about vacating the title, not to fight him.
I don't know. Yeah, I think you don't want to fight him in Australia, right, or some shit like that. That's what I
But
heard.
here's the thing about it. Teofimo Lopez is the one that said he would fight him in Australia to begin with.
Oh, okay. He probably thought about that shit and said, "Oh, nope, nope, get the fuck out there." He's
Uh,
like, "That like
hey,
hell nah."
I agree with you. Who the fuck is Cambosis? But to me, if Tio drops his belt, Tio sees something in Cambosis. He don't want. There's something in
He
him.
said he's probably thinking like, "Man, I ain't gonna be able to knock this kid out. And if it's in Australia, they might rob me."
But look though, he could have fought him this month, but supposedly he caught COVID.
So who? Oh, okay.
Tio.
Yeah.
Remember, Tio said he had COVID first, got out of the Cambosis fight, it got back up to August, and then they changed it from August to October. And then now Tyson Fury supposedly has it too, even though he's walking all over Las Vegas. Like,
Okay, so you said fine. I fine. So we got Teofimo and Campbell, and what was the other big fight?
well, I'll answer your question. So, Spence versus Pacquiao, I have it a 50-50 fight.
Okay,
um,
next. Okay, next.
well, let me say this. Hold on. I'm going to add two to that real fast. I'm almost favoring Pacquiao at a 55-45 fight because of one reason. And there's another channel called UGC Flame. He was here earlier. He keeps up with this. He keeps up with the VADA tracker. So this fight's looking like it's not going to be VADA tested between Pacquiao and Spence. And I'm not saying Pacquiao's not clean. I'm just saying if there's no testing, I favor Pacquiao.
Yeah, see, because Pacquiao might be on that
Hey,
shit.
I'm not saying Pacquiao's on anything. I'm just saying if there's no testing,
Yeah.
I favor
So because Pacquiao might be on that shit.
Like I said, I'm not gonna say he's on anything, but if there's no testing, I favor Pacquiao.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever
Um,
the fuck that means.
so I got that 50-50. Shit, I did so good without coughing. My medicine's wearing out.
Oh
Um,
shit.
anyways, let me answer these and then we'll get off because you got to go. Um, the Joshua Usyk, I have it 50-50. Although, like I said, there is a feeling in my gut that Usyk's going to get the upset and maybe stop AJ. But I still have it at 50-50. I'll put the video breaking that down. The Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder. Now, that fight right there, I thought it was a 99% to 1% chance that Tyson Fury was going to win. However, with seeing all the stuff that Tyson Fury is doing, and knowing that now he's looking at changing trainers back to Freddie Roach, because if you remember correctly, in the first fight against Deontay Wilder, he used Freddie Roach with Ben Davidson because Freddie was in his corner as well. Um, so we had him supposedly catch COVID, but yet he's been going everywhere in fucking Vegas. So we know he doesn't have it. We know more than likely he never had it. I can't say 100%, but nobody with us going to be walking around the fucking city. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Uh, so I know that the fight got delayed for whatever reason. I know that he's switching trainers again. So that tells me he might not have the same confidence going into this third fight. And I'll say this. I don't believe in Glovegate. I do not believe in Glovegate. I do not believe that he cheated in the way that all those videos said he cheated. However, I was on BFTV's channel, and he did show me video clips and pictures from the first fight that I had never seen before, and that shit did look suspect. I can't say without a doubt that he was slipping his fist in and out of the mitt, but I will say that there were certain pictures in that first fight that made me rise my eyebrows. I can be honest enough to say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if he did that in the first fight, in this third fight, there's no room for any type of cheating because the spotlight is going to be on these fucking gloves.
To
From
just like Pacquiao. Now you're saying with no gloves, 55-45, Wilder.
But this is how I see it now. With all the delays, everything that's going on, switching the trainers, I'm going to say that I barely edged Tyson Fury with a 55 to 45% favor. So I barely edged Tyson Fury in this third fight to where I was super confident that he was going to beat him. And then you got to understand, too, the other thing about it is Deontay Wilder, every day that you give him, he's looking better and better than the last day. He is improving a lot. This loss may have been the best thing for him because he's looking like a brand new fighter, at least on the mix. Now, will that translate into the ring? I don't know. We'll find out fight night. But what I can say is the longer you give him to improve, the more it becomes muscle memory. If it becomes muscle memory, Tyson Fury's got some real fucking issues.
He
So
does because the type of fast knockout power he has, you can't give that guy that time.
say that again.
With that knockout power he has, you can't give somebody time like they'd be a better boxer. So I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. So like I said, I had this, like I said, my original thought was 99% that Tyson Fury was going to win the 1%. Now, after all the bullshit that's happened, I've got 55% that Fury will win, 45% that Deontay Wilder will win. It's
And
very close now.
did you answer the Joshua Usyk thing?
Yeah, I said that was 50-50.
Okay, 50-50, 50-50. You said two 50-50s. Then we got the 45-50. And then what's the other one? Canelo and Platt.
Yeah, Canelo plan, I have it 100% Canelo.
Yeah. Okay, so that Canelo. So that's the most confident one you can say that you think is gonna win this summer. And
Yeah,
then
I can say without a doubt the smart money is on Canelo. Like
okay,
I can't I cannot there's no way I can see Caleb beating him.
wait,
I
okay,
can't see it.
okay. And then anybody else for Lopez and Cambosos, or you don't care a fuck about that one?
Um I don't know about that fight, to be honest with you. I think there's a good shot that Cambosis could beat him.
So okay, so with all that being, so you're saying, so is that like a what, 45-50? What do you?
I would say it's a 60-40 in Tio's favor. But
Okay,
I
okay, so
would not be surprised if Cambosis can outpoint him.
okay, so with that being said, you put all those fights into a hat. Upset of the year, who do you think takes it?
Usyk, I, I, I think he beats AJ.
It's just
Upset.
something in your gut, something in your guts telling you.
Something in my guts telling me he's gonna pull it out.
Mhm. Okay, okay, you should make a video on it. Like, okay, I think upset of the year. I think that I know also already spoiled here, but upset of the year, I think it's gonna be Usyk.
Because here's the other thing about it: the only other big upset that you could really say would be Pacquiao versus Earl Spence. But even if Pacquiao beats Earl Spence, I don't consider that an upset because you've got a guy in Pacquiao who has got so much fucking experience. It's just you
And I
have to
feel
hope. You have to hope that Pacquiao has gotten old for Spence to win because if you go by experience, quality of opposition, it's all in favor of Pacquiao. You know what I mean? So if Pacquiao was to win, I don't think that's an upset. I just think it's a young fighter daring to be great.
okay. Okay, so that would be number two for you. You think first would be Usyk or Joshua, then it'd be Pacquiao Spence would be in second place.
Probably. Well, I don't know. I don't think it. I mean, I think some people would say if Wilder beats Tyson Fury, it's an upset. But then you're gonna have a bunch of people saying, "I told you so." He's a cheater. He lost. Then you're gonna have a bunch of people, if he wins, saying he's not a cheater. We told you Wilder sucks. That's why I don't like all these excuses because
Okay, okay. Well, what if I say it like this then? Because I see what you're saying. It's just with all the people who are favored to win the fights on paper, you're saying that you would probably, if you had to, if you were, your upset of the year would be Usyk and Joshua.
yes, without a doubt.
Okay, okay,
I think out of all of them, Usyk is the most likely to win.
okay. And
So like what I mean by that is I think
for the underdogs,
right, yeah, for all the underdogs. So if you say Pacquiao was the underdog. If you say
Usyk,
Wilder is the underdog, Usyk and
Plant, Plant, and
Plant,
Cambosis.
and Plant was the underdog. I would say Usyk is the most likely to win.
Okay. Okay. You should make a video on that.
You know, that would be a good video. I should
It
make a
would
video.
be a good video because, like, it's usually one upset in the year. Usually, I think that if you, you should make a
The
video on
thing
that.
about it is that's going to be bad for AJ because that's going to be 2 years.
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, what'd you say? You said bad for AJ. What?
I said it would be bad for AJ because that's two upsets of the year that he would have. I think he got upset of the year when he lost to Louise, and
Yeah,
then if Usyk beats him, it's going to be another upset of the year.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, man, I mean, that's a good video. Be like, I said it a year ago. Like, you should make a video. Like, I think that'd be a good. Just give me my suggestion. I think that'd be a good video. Upset of the year.
Yeah, I think it'd be a really good video, and I might even give you credit for it when I when I do it.
Or we'll see. But okay, Tony, I appreciate it, man. It was nice chopping up with you, bro.
All right, you too, like always.
All right, bye.
All right, bye. All right, to the playback. I thank y'all for watching. I started coughing at the end. My medicine's wearing off, so I'm about to pop some more meds, and I'm gonna take it easy. To all the people who stopped through, UGC Flame, hey, I'm just in trouble. We had Larry Merchant, Julius Ivy, we had IOTBA, we had Iron Kong, we had 1-2 Kid, WWE Clark, Best of the Best, Jose Yepes, and we had Hollow at the very end through. I appreciate everybody stopping through. And y'all have a good day, and thank y'all for listening.